Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Babylon's video with myself and Mike. Tier list video ranking every West Ham midfielder to have signed since the move to the London Stadium. It's international break. We thought we'd have a little bit of fun with it. So if you enjoy it, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Mike, there's quite a few players to get on here with, so we're going to keep it brief and get on with it as much as possible.
There's quite a few stinkers as well, really, let's be honest.
Exactly. We have incredible, good, average, rubbish, and no words. This list doesn't include like wingers because we're going to do a separate video for those. This is more just like the central midfielders, both defensive and offensive. And yeah, as you say, it's probably going to be quite one-sided. We did one of these tier list videos on the Hammers Chat Patreon, which you can check out as well if you're on there. Yeah, we thought we'd do one for the midfielders. So it's random order from since moving to the London Stadium, every signing. First up, Alex Crow.
Let's just say rubbish. It wasn't all his fault, but
It's got to be no words, no?
Oh mate, I think that no words is someone like Carlos Sanchez, who is really going to come up. Like, he was rubbish, but I can give him some level of mitigation in that because it was sporadic, the use of him.
Yeah, I'm just thinking because he was only signed on a loan, so I think it was like a exactly. 5 million.
It was a loan deal, though, wasn't it? If it was a permanent, then I probably think I'd be like, no words.
Yeah, all right, yeah, we'll keep him rubbish. He wasn't really given a chance. He actually played all right away at Man U when we beat them in the Carabao Cup. I remember, so we'll keep him in rubbish. Flynn Downs, obviously, he's now gone to Southampton. Only was with West Ham really for a year. Went out on loan. Now it's been made a permanent. Where would you put Flynn Downs? Because he did play quite a few games in the Conference League, which obviously went on to win as well.
I'd say he's average, but the fact of he earned us a little profit. So you might actually say he's good because he's technically came in for 11 million. We sold him for around, I think, rumored 18 to 20 million. So in some ways he was average, but he was good for us from a business point of view, right? So it's weird, probably the top of average, I would say.
I reckon we'll keep him here. But based on other players that we add to this list, it could slightly.
You might have to go into good, yeah,
because we don't have many options. But yeah, I would say so. I think he put in some really good performances. I know, albeit against weaker opposition in the Europa Conference League, but you know, having him in there for the squad depth at that time was quite important. I remember him and Lanzini or him and Souček played quite a few games in there. So yeah, and also you have to take into account, like you say, the value. We may just sell him on for a profit. So yeah, we'll keep him like top of average for now, but we might move him up a little bit later on. Next up, another more recent signing, Edson Alvarez. Now, he's obviously been in and out of the squad since signing last summer. Where would you put this as a signing?
I think so. Incredible for me is someone you're saying is world class. I think
he's not incredible.
He's been very good for us. I think he has to go good and top of good because the fact is, when he doesn't play, particularly what we saw last year, we did not tick. We were bad. And I give him huge kudos for turning around to the boss at the end of the season when we got absolutely stomped by Chelsea and telling him what he thought of the tactics in the team. Some people might think it's disrespectful, but I've got a lot of credit for him. I give a lot of time for a player if they're willing to stand behind themselves that much and go, this isn't right for us, and we aren't performing. And I think in heat at the moment to have that and do that, fair play, Eddie. And I think he's a great player for us. But
is there anything in how he's been? I feel like some people are getting slightly frustrated at the comments he's making, and you know the hints of or suggestions of a transfer away to a bigger team.
I think at the end of the day, loyalty is something that only fans have. I can understand from his point, it's a short career and he's getting linked with big clubs. So, and you're constantly getting asked a question. So at one point or another, you're going to end up saying, well, yeah, obviously I like the idea of maybe playing in the Champions League. He's played in the Champions League before when we dropped down out of the Champions League to play for us and out of Europe. Obviously we were in Europe at that time, fair play. But this is a player who can and should be playing at European football level. So you can understand there being interest. And also, let's be honest, West Ham, we would sell him in an instant if £75 million were put in front of us, regardless of how we might suggest, we want to keep him. But if someone put 75 million quid down, we're selling him, and it's a brilliant signing because he's doubled and a bit in our initial investment. So
yeah, I'd agree. I think I'd have him in good. We'll see the other players that come on the list, but yeah, I think it's been a solid sign, and I think the only thing that, as you say, has stopped it maybe maybe kind of potentially going into incredible is, I would say, consistency in terms of staying fit, and consistency instead of not getting yellow cards and double yellows.
But having said that, we have also said in the past we don't have enough players who are willing to make that cynical foul, and he's done that. So Rodriguez as well in the last game. So yeah, I think
True.
if he has other players helping him out in those cynical fouls, he might get less yellows.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll keep him in good. We'll keep him in good for now. Next up, I'm trying to see who that is. I think it's Edmilson Fernandez. Signed quite a way back. Obviously didn't come into fruition in terms of the signing. There was quite a lot of potential when he did come in. Where would you put Edmilson Fernandez?
Yeah, I think that's right, average. He played a lot of positions. He did well for us. Didn't develop into the player we'd hoped, but I think, yeah, average is about right.
Above Downs or below Downs?
I'd say below, because it's the amount of money we got, profit-wise on Downs puts him above. I think we about broke even on Fernandez. So I'm going to use, if we sold him, how much we sold him for as how the sliding scale as to whether they were good for us or not in terms of where they sit in the whichever tier they're on.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with that. Again, he was quite a versatile option, like you say. I think he played like right wing back. I think he didn't play central midfield that much, and that was his kind of favoured position. So
his best game for a right wing back.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll keep him in average for now. Next up, Fornals. Again,
I love him. I can't say anything else. For me, I'm just being biased. I don't care. One player I will be completely biased on is incredible. I loved him at West Ham. He's been so brilliant for us. Still loves the club. Talks about us in a brilliant way. Incredible. You can decide where you put him, but I'm stamping my mark. Incredible. Don't care. And he scored the goal that put us into the final. So incredible. Love the man.
Right. Okay. I also very much like Fornals, but he wasn't utilized much as a midfielder. He played a lot on the left-hand side for us. He played on the right-hand side as well. I think what's stopping it from incredible is the output for me. I really liked watching Fornals play. I thought he was a fantastic signing at the time, and I didn't want him to leave. I just don't think he had enough in terms of what we brought him in for as a signing. I remember when he signed, he was one of the best performing players from that Spain under-21 team, along with like Ceballos, Fabian Ruiz. So there was quite a lot of hype around the signing at the time. I can't put him in incredible. I can't do it, even though I really, really like him. I just can't do it. But I'm happy to put him above Alvarez. I'll stick him top again.
I'll completely rule over everything else. I'm doing nothing. I'm saying nothing objective, nothing subjective. It's pure.
Maybe we're both allowed one pick that's just like it doesn't. There's no data or any evidence to back it up. It's just wherever we want.
And that is Pabs for me.
Okay.
No data, no nothing. Just pure feels, and that is it.
Okay, right. I'll let you have that one, but best believe I'm using mine after this. Cool. Next up. Guido Rodriguez. Obviously, he's only played a couple games for us so far. Obviously, when we're filming this, we haven't played a couple of Premier League games, but Guido Rodriguez looks like a smart signing on a free. Still only 31 years old. For me, it's a good signing, I would say. But is it too early to say that?
Yeah, I think it's a good signing. At the end of the day, it was done for free, so it's certainly a good signing. He's a World Cup winner, multiple Copa America winner. He's shown in the last two games when he's got up to the pace in the games, and once he gets to the pace of the game, he's going to be someone's quality for us. Not only defensive phases but possession phases. So yeah, I think it's a great signing. Free transfer. So far looking good. We might have to readdress it at the end of the season. We don't know, but at the moment, definitely a good signing for me.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. He's one I highlighted as probably the most underrated sign or underappreciated signing of our transfer window this summer. So yeah, I think he's a really good signing, and he's already shown once he gets up to the pace of the Premier League a little bit more, I think he'll start to show that kind of technical aspect of his game, which he's already shown. But yeah, we'll put him in good. James Ward-Prowse. Now he obviously signed in the kind of Declan Rice overhaul with Edson Alvarez and Mo Kudus as part of that 100 million spend in midfield areas and attacking areas. I think that James Ward-Prowse is probably one of the most split we've seen the fan base on in terms of whether people like him or whether people don't like him. What's your thoughts on Ward-Prowse as a signing?
Let's be honest, I wasn't exactly pleased with the signing.
Yeah.
Nor was Sloth. And in the early stages, really put what me and Sloth said, gave us a huge serving of humble pie, and we were both happy to eat that humble pie, quite frankly. But then as the season went on, the things that we talked about came more to fruition. As we said, he's the Mark Noble signing or replacement that we didn't need, because what we needed was a Rice replacement at the time. I think if you look at the season over as a whole, you've got to say it was a good signing. He scored some incredibly vital goals, and in a team that was dysfunctional, to get the number of goals and assists that he did, which helped us have a fighting chance at Europe and to get as far as we did in Europe, I think you got to say it's a good signing. Obviously, we'll see how good a signing it was if he maintains his value, which he should do. Let's be honest. Even though he's a year older, he should keep his value because of how vital he was for West Ham last year.
He's 29 now, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, but even still, like, you see £30 million players, and for a Premier League player, you would say actually still at 29, that's arguably a fair deal, because like a Noble, he can go for years because he doesn't need pace really to carry on playing.
Yeah, he also did score some quite important goals as well. He scored the winning corner against Wolves when we beat them 2-1 away.
He hasn't scored a set piece, ball directly from the corner. It's like, that's how, if you could have a more West Ham moment from a player, that would be it, wouldn't it?
It really would. But yeah, I mean, he scored some really important goals and provided some pretty important assists as well. He obviously scored against Spurs away. He scored. I remember he scored against Brighton away, and he also scored against City at home when we went 1-0 up, but we lost that game. But he was, yeah, I would say he's been a good signing. Where would you put him on this list in terms of because Alvarez and Ward-Prowse, they're both on good right now.
Yeah.
Who would you say was the better signing?
I would say Alvarez is, because I said when we haven't had Alvarez in the team last year, so we take for I guess the widest point of data, we struggled more without him in the team than we did without Ward-Prowse. I think Ward-Prowse was probably more important in terms of goals and assists. However, I think with Ward-Prowse wasn't playing, we didn't notice a difference as big as when Alvarez wasn't playing. I think that's probably an indication as to who is the more important and the maybe better functionally for the overall team. And that's probably harsh on Ward-Prowse because of, people will look at the goals and assists, say, well, without those other things didn't happen. But
yeah,
I think from an overall how the team played when one was in and one was out, I think we're a far better team with Alvarez in than we are, say, with Ward-Prowse in. It's harsh to say.
I also think it's a longer term signing if Edson Alvarez does decide to say, because as we're seeing already, Ward-Prowse hasn't really. I mean, he may already be sold by the time this video goes out, but he's been pretty surplus to requirements. But yeah, I would agree. In good on parallel with Alvarez, just behind him as well. But let's move on. Lanzini, I'm not even going to debate this one.
I'll give you it. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's going top. He's going top of incredible for me. He technically signed in 2016-17, which is why I've included him in this list, because it was like a loan in the first season, then it kind of triggered into a permanent. So I wanted him in this list. I could have not put him in this list, but yeah, top of incredible. Moving on.
Moving swiftly on.
Jesse Lingard.
I hate him to pieces.
It has to be incredible.
I'd say it has to be incredible. He was genuinely incredible in that period for us. So yeah, there's nothing else that can be said. He's not going to top. But I'm not having the weasel at the top.
Yeah, but we can't put him above ours. Can't put him above our picks. Sorry, Jesse. No. If I was being impartial, he probably should be at the top. But nah.
Yeah, we've been impartial. Yeah, he should be. But
yeah, that's fine.
We're fans. We're allowed to be impartial. So.
Yeah, exactly. And also, he screwed us over multiple times. So exactly. You know what? No words. Nah, joking. He does.
Enjoy. Was it South Korea or wherever he is right now?
Yeah. Next up, João Mario. Now, this is a player, again, pretty split on opinions at the time. I thought he was a really good player for us during his loan spell with us.
Against Southampton, there's like a volley from the edge of the area or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. He scored some pretty important goals towards the back end of that season when we were trying to stay up. I think he played quite well at Leicester away, maybe scored that game as well. Where should we put João Mario? Is
really
it good?
Like once he started to really understand the league, and that was kind of towards the end of the season, he really started showing. I think he even admitted afterwards that he actually regretted not making that deal permanent and not.
We tried to, didn't we? Like the next season.
I think we tried, but we tried on less terms than what was probably going to
Yeah.
be a weird thing. They went around 30 mil, and we did a true Sully undercut job, and I don't think he really pushed it as much because he felt he was above. Not in a bad way, because he quite frankly has a lot of quality.
He only played 13 Premier League games for us. 2 goals, 1 assist. Did he sign in January, or did he sign at the beginning of the season?
It was a January one. It's one of our best announcements as well. It's the Super Mario Brothers that we did.
Oh yeah. Yeah, got you. No, okay, yeah. So that was a pretty good sign, actually. Yeah. Where'd we put him on here? Would he go above Guido Rodriguez? I think he probably would.
I think he has to, because I think he also signed when we was in the yet again our habitual at the time relegation battle. And I think it's when he signed under Bilic as well, didn't he? I think.
Yeah.
When we were struggling and ended up salvaging and going mid-table.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he was a really good signing for us at the time. And as I say, one of the best announcement videos we've done. Because it was Mario Brothers. It was epic.
I mean, anything's better than this season with a curtain, eh?
But don't diss those curtains. Those curtains have been bought, they've been paid for, and now they need to start paying their way.
They're getting their money's worth.
Yes, exactly.
All right, cool. Right, swiftly moving on. Harvard Nordveit.
I was just rubbish, mate. He was rubbish. Sorry,
Was he rubbish? Was he actually rubbish? I remember he was all right.
He had a couple of bang average games, but it was better when he played centre back. But when he played midfield, he was just lost. I guess we bought him for a free and sold him for 7.5 mil. So
yeah, it's pretty good business.
Not bad. Like you can say, if you're talking about from a business perspective, good business.
Who did we sell him to? Do you remember?
I think we sold him back to Germany.
We sold him to Hoffenheim, didn't we?
Yeah, we got him on a free from Hoffenheim, and then we sold him back to Germany. I think for 7.5 mil. Couldn't tell you who he went to, because it was just like we cleared out.
We got him from Gladbach, and we sold him to Hoffenheim.
That's the one. For me, it was a smart signing at the time. Turned out to be a very average to
I mean, he played 16 games for us, 900 minutes in the Premier League. Was obviously part of the overhaul of moving to the London Stadium originally. So I'll cut in some slack, because that transition period was very difficult for a lot of players. But
you mean the quantity over quality period?
Yeah, the Carlos Bacca and who else was it? Batshuayi, Lacazette, and we ended up with Zaza.
We're close to signing Bacca. We might have a chance this summer.
Yeah, right. All right, yeah, we'll stick it. I think above crowd,
because he made a 7.5 mil. So
it's a good signing, but the player itself, I agree. Yeah, pretty rubbish. Lucas Paqueta, tough one for me. Where would you put Paqueta on this thing?
I would say good. There's moments where he has been incredible, and if he ends up being sold for 85 million, that's freaking incredible.
That assist in the Conference League final as well.
Yeah, exactly. So he's ever going to forever be in folklore for that one moment in itself. No matter what else has happened, that one moment in itself is going to put him as folklore at West Ham. But I say top of good because of the inconsistency. We can't say incredible. If he'd have been that early part of last season, if that had continued throughout the whole season, then I think we would be talking about as incredible, because he was beyond vital in that early part, or the first half of the season last year. Before he took quite a big dip. But I can also kind of understand there was a lot going on in his personal life, let's be honest, with all of the betting stuff and so on, that I think anyone after a while would start to feel that pressure. And but top of good for me. He's been a good signing for us. He's nice when he play. And he started off this season slowly, but you can see there's signs that he could be a really big part of Lopetegui's plans.
Yeah, I agree. If he stays with us this season and stays playing in that kind of number 8 position, I think he'll easily show people that value more consistently, and we might see him even push up into incredible on this list. But yeah, I think top of good for now is probably the best place to put him. On the polar opposite side, Calvin Phillips.
No words. Just wait. There's no point even talking about it. No words. It's just
no words. Thank you. Next. Declan Rice. It wasn't a signing, but he was actually promoted to obviously the main team during his time, London Stadium.
Yeah, he's got up. You'd have to say the very top of incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have a player that you produce during that London Stadium period, who then gets sold for over £100 million, and he was incredible, regardless of some of the rumours as to how his departure was, and so on. He was an incredible player for us. There's no two ways about it. And
yeah,
we produced one of the world's best number sixes. What more can you say?
Exactly. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Just it is slightly frustrating how he left the club and who he went to, but yeah, obviously his time at West Ham, can't fault it. Fantastic. Obviously took over the role of captain from Mark Noble as well, and I thought he did fantastically well with that aspect. But yeah, we'll move on. Top of incredible for Declan Rice. Similar player, Carlos Sanchez. Where's he going? No words.
There's no words. It was one of those free transfer deals that was just like, it could be all right. He's just had a good World Cup. I think he had a really good World Cup as well.
Yeah.
And then he signed, and I was just like, okay, he's had a really good World Cup. I know Villa wasn't so good, but maybe. And then he played, and then you just sitting there, I have no words.
Who wins the no words battle out of Phillips and Sanchez?
Calvin Phillips by an absolute long shot. We have done no worse midfield signing than Calvin Phillips. I don't care. I will die on that hill. He was atrocious.
And the value as well. That made it even worse. All right. Yeah. Cool. No, I'm happy to agree with that one. We'll keep Carlos slightly above Calvin. Two more.
How bad have you got to have been that we're talking about Carlos Sanchez, who everyone would quite happily say was an absolute god awful signing? We're not going, by an absolute furlong. He is ahead of Calvin Phillips.
I think what's more concerning to me is you've got Alex Crowell-Nordfight above him in the next tier. That says a lot. But
only West Ham, mate. Only West Ham.
Honestly, going back through this list, it does make you think. We've had some bad times, even since moving to the London Stadium. But
sometimes, if you look at it nostalgically again, you go, I do sometimes want my club back.
Yeah. Right. Two more. Thomas Souček.
Let's be honest. You know what? Incredible.
It is incredible.
I'm happy to say he's scored some incredibly vital goals. He boosted the level of professionalism in the players because of how he trained. Others felt they had to match it. And despite his limitations, which we know are sometimes many, he's been insanely incredible. And a lot of our success in recent years, he has been either the centre of or at the forefront of. So
I think he goes above Lingard.
Oh, mate, without a shadow of a doubt, anyone goes above that weasel when you're looking at it.
Right. I feel like we need to move 4 nows. I'll be honest, Mike.
No.
Okay. Right, we'll keep him. Right.
Our emotional picks say what they are, Frankie, because they're emotional.
Yeah, fair enough. Jack Wilshere, last one on the list.
No words.
Yeah.
Between Sanchez and Phillips for me.
Better than I guess. Yeah, I would agree.
It's just the amount of injuries and how much we paid him a week. There was a classy player in there, and the few moments he got to play, he showed what a good player he was. But his biggest and most and brightest performance was jumping out of a tumble dryer to scare one of the players in a club video. So that says pretty much everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, yeah, this is our final midfielders ranked list. Every midfielder that's signed or been promoted from the youth team since moving to London Stadium. Let us know what you think, because this list is, there's been some good players, but there's also been some, as you say, no words players, put it that way. But this is how we see it. Are we happy with this list, Mike? Any small tweaks, or are we good with this?
No, you know what? I think that's how it should be. I know we've both got emotional on 2 players, but I think by and large, it would be fairly hard to disagree, in my opinion, on this.
Yeah, no, I think we'll keep it as that. Let us know down below in the comments what you would have had differently. Give us your lists of these players as well, because I'd be interested to see how you rank the no words and the disappointing or the rubbish signings as well. But make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel for more content. And Mike, until the next one.
Come on, you